Do I really have to do this, Dad?
Stan, now more than ever, you need to understand the importance of saving money.
But Grandma said I could use this money to buy whatever I want.
Okay, next please.
Go on, Stanley.
I got a $100 check from my grandma, and my dad said I need to put it in the bank so it can grow over the years.
Well, that's fantastic. A really smart decision, young man. We can put that check in a money market mutual fund. Then we'll reinvest the earnings into foreign currency accounts with compounding interest, and it's gone.
What?
It's gone. It's all gone.
What's all gone?
The money in your account. It didn't do too well. It's gone.
What do you mean? I have $100.
Not anymore, you don't. Poof.
Well, what can I do to get back
I'm sorry, sir, but this line is for bank members only.
I just opened an account.
Do you have any money invested with this bank?
No, you just lost it all.
Then please stand aside for people who actually have money with us. Next, please.
Hey!
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. It's all the rage, but what the hell is it?
Bitcoin is gold for nerds, if you will.
This digital currency, it's only online.
A Bitcoin can be sent directly from one owner's digital wallet to another, anywhere in the world, without going through financial institutions.
No government, no central bank. So why would you put trust in something like that?
People are tired of the Fed printing, tired of the yen just crashing, tired of European banks coming in and just taking your money.
Bitcoin is going bananas.
At this moment, do I buy or sell Bitcoin?
It's similar to how Henry Ford used the manufacturing line, the assembly line to change manufacturing. That's what Bitcoin is going to be doing to financial services.
Could I get a medium coffee?
Sure.
Thanks. I'm pretty much like everybody else. I mean, I've heard the news stories of Bitcoin, but I really don't know what it is. I've heard it's a digital currency that enables you to pay people directly without the interference of banks or credit cards or even the government. Some people say it's the wave of the future, that one day we'll be able to pay for everything from houses to a cup of coffee.
Thank you.
Cash used to be based on the gold standard, meaning its value was directly tied to the price of gold. But the U.S. effectively moved off of the gold standard after the Great Depression. As a result, they could print up more cash and put it into circulation. But that also put the economy at a greater risk of inflation, debt, and volatile investment bubbles.
It was the worst day on Wall Street since the crash of 1987.
The global sell-off triggered by Lehman Brothers bankruptcy and the forced sale of another financial fixture in the United States, Merrill Lynch.
This is all about politicians and greedy banks.
What started in America last year has now spread to every part of the world.
So how do you protect everyday people against financial institutions, corrupt governments, and unpredictable economic forces? Cue Bitcoin. Its founder wanted to create a global currency that existed outside of a central bank or government. Just a person-to-person system that could be used instantly and internationally. And with economies constantly in flux and currencies around the world failing, is Bitcoin the future of money?
My ankle bracelet tells the government where I am every second of the day, any time of the day. But it's gonna come off when I go to prison, I think. I mean, I don't think I'm wearing this in prison, so that's what the plan is for that.
Numbers on the markets today. At one point, the market fell as if down a well.
It was an historic day with Wall Street shaken to its very foundation. And even the health of the most trusted firms are now being called into question.
We have former secretaries of Treasury who go from government to Wall Street pocketing hundreds of millions of dollars.
In 2008, I became somewhat obsessed with the role that money itself played in the crisis and the role that governments and banks played in money. And why was it that our money was controlled by central banks?
If something new happens, is the government likely to give it a nod or at least ignore it for a while? Or is the government likely to come down and try to crush it because they're afraid of anything new and different?
This is a monetary revolution. Bitcoin is the honest currency.
Okay, this past week we've been talking about money. I'm going to ask everybody what you think money is. Can you give me some answers now?
Money is like paper, and you can like buy stuff with it. So you have to have like 4 quarters for $1.
You need money to buy your house, like food, water, oxygen, not oxygen.
Money is basically just an accounting system. It is a way of recording who owns what, who has what, who owes what to whom. That is all money really is. And you needed somebody who could stand as the central issuer, somebody who was the trusted third party, someone who could guarantee that the money was real. And for hundreds of years now, we have had governments issue money. Again, money is just an accounting system. That's what Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is really just an accounting system. It is a way of recording transactions, recording value, and it does it digitally so you and I can send it to each other directly, and everything is recorded in the open ledger.
By monitoring and updating that ledger in a collective consensus-based system, you do away with the need for somebody in the middle having to be the sort of repository of all the information. And that's what gets away from the fees, the inefficiencies, and ultimately the potential for corruption and risk that come with centralizing information in that way.
What it does is it takes that trusted third-party function and it automates it. It puts it into an open ledger that is put online, that is there for anybody to see, so that every Bitcoin is accounted for, so that you know that you're not getting a counterfeit Bitcoin.
It's kind of remarkable that this idea of Bitcoin was launched just a few weeks after Lehman Brothers went bankrupt and the whole system nearly collapsed. And the problems that cropped up in the crisis were very much a part of the writings of Satoshi Nakamoto. I think what the crisis showed is that the existing system had some major flaws. It wasn't working, and people were hungry for some sort of alternative.
I discovered Bitcoin's power when I understood for the first time that it was not controlled by a central company or a central person, because I knew that meant it couldn't be shut down. And if it can't get shut down, all it needs is to do something useful, and it will become more and more adopted. And as the value grows, people will find more and more uses for it.
The beauty of Bitcoin is it's easily transferable, it's anonymous, and by 2140, there's going to be 21 million, and that's the cap. There's only X amount of gold. There's only X amount of Bitcoin.
Before, if you wanted to send something of value across the internet, you had to get somebody else involved. You had to have a credit card company or PayPal or maybe a bank involved in the transaction. The promise of Bitcoin is that you're directly sending this currency to another person, and then the Bitcoin network performs the function that normally PayPal or a bank or your credit card company would perform. Bitcoin really puts the control back in the hands of everybody. Everybody who's participating in the Bitcoin system is controlling how it works.